Hello, friends, and welcome to study session 23. This will be as brief as possible. I have a bunch of information that I've gleaned both from doTERRA.com and from some other friends and their work and research with Copaiba. I also have my own experience, and what I want to start with is that my own experience of this oil has changed so much of what I knew to be possible in my life with regards to my attitude and my mood. Without saying anything negative about my own experience, I will say that there was a fair amount of volatility in my household as a kid. Nobody's fault. I love my parents so much. It hurts. But they were young and there was a lot of volatility. That's what I'll say. My whole life, I've had this volatility as though it was embedded in my cells unavoidably and irrevocably there. And weirdly, my relationship with all the rest of the essential oils, while super efficient in keeping my mood lifted and elevated, never did the same thing that Copaiba has done. I take 2 drops under my tongue. It sits on my little puja behind me. Every morning I sit basically between my couch and my bookshelf, and I've created a little nest in there with, if you open up the bookshelf on the bottom, you see all my little books and my decks and my things, and Copaiba sits right there. I take 2 drops under my tongue. Now, this is the only oil that I will say unequivocally I will take internally. I have had no adverse effects. I've been doing this for many months. I feel like I look really fine. I feel really well. And I can't say enough about the last and most important benefit, which is I finally feel like I have, for the most part, dissolved that reactivity and that anger. And I can't explain how or why. I will read to you and give to you a lot of the science behind not only the constituent parts of Copaiba, but the synergy, the way in which all of the parts of Copaiba, all the different chemical compounds work together to create what is support for your cardiovascular system, your endocrine system, your nervous system, your digestive system, your skin even. And for example, right now I'm having a pretty bad breakout and I've been using Copaiba in my face oil along with my usual suspects, geranium, frankincense, and a little bit of ylang ylang. And I notice a big difference. I feel really bright and clear. And I put just the tiniest bit of concealer on a couple of the spots, but I didn't not come on, you know. Years past, I would have not done what I came here to do and avoided the camera and avoided any contact with anyone. But I promise you, the oils really help to keep your skin looking vibrant no matter what state it's in. So let's talk about the science. I really like to get into this a little bit. I actually do want to start with my top 10 uses. So tightens my skin. It helps me look, I hate to say it, not that this is an aim, but it does help my skin look much more organized and younger. It definitely reduces the appearance of wrinkles, which I'm finally starting to get, which I'm fine with. I really, truly am. I like getting older. It feels really good to me. And we've talked about this before. Used topically, it can help mitigate the appearance of scars, marks of any kind. It relieves congestion. And when I just inhale it like this, if I'm feeling a little stuffed up, I would recommend you grab your bottle if you have some. It's a natural anti-inflammatory, so it eases the passageways in your nasal passages. It works as an analgesic to ease pain. It's been used for generations. This is, by the way, from the Brazilian rainforest, and I'll be sure to include in my notes the link to the YouTube video regarding the sourcing of this beautiful oil. It's a powerful antibacterial, so it can help to prevent infections and boost your immunity, support your immunity. It's a mood enhancer, naturally lightens your spirit, brings balance back. For me, completely eliminated my anger. The way that I land with it when I meditate with it, I take a couple drops under my tongue. I used to do Melissa on the roof of my mouth. Here's something funny. I take now a couple drops of the Copaiba under my tongue, and immediately I feel grounded. I feel like I've just landed in my very bones. The Melissa would take me so high up that I actually would have trouble meditating. And as elevating as Melissa is for this season of my life right now, Copaiba is what I find I needed. It's great for your digestion. I find that my digestion is actually enhanced since using this on a regular basis. It's known to be a natural diuretic. I can't be quoted on this. It's definitely not compliant language for those of you who work with doTERRA and have your own organization. That's not something you would want to be posting on social media because I don't have the science behind it, but that's something that folks have said to me. So I'm repeating because it seems to be helpful in that realm. I don't happen to have that issue. As we'll talk about the science in just a moment, this very unique terpene structure has antifungal benefits. So this is an interesting one if you want to combine this with Melaleuca in any sort of fungal issues on the skin. And again, as an anti-inflammatory, it works as a neuroprotective. I think this is where the whole mitigation of my anger comes in. Neurologically, it feels like it's smoothing the way from some sort of very staccato cadence to a very smooth line. So I'm glad to start like that. The health benefits of this oil have been widely researched. Obviously, it is something that has had a big impact on many of you if you're watching, if you have this oil in your life. It is a cannabinoid. It does have influential effects on the CB2 receptors. It has a host of promising therapeutic benefits. This is all from doTERRA, so I'm not making this up. The antioxidant properties are widely known, and it supports a number, as we've said, of body systems when taken internally. And again, this is the first time I've recommended, without question, internal usage. I'm having such a good experience. While the main component, beta-caryophyllene, is an extraordinary terpene with properties that are still yet to be discovered, the real power of this oil is not in that one particular compound. It's in the different compounds working together in Copaiba. The synergy. Through testing, doTERRA has discovered that Copaiba is rich in copain, bergamotine, and humulene. These three compounds, they're all sesquiterpenes, which in isolation have also been shown to have a number of beneficial health properties, as most of us know. In vitro research, not in vivo, in vitro has shown that copain may have powerful antioxidant properties, and these are scientific studies that were cited by doTERRA, so you can look it up on the doTERRA science blog, and offer also protection against environmental threats. We know what that means. Bergamotine, I guess bergamot, is particularly interesting. In vivo research suggests that it may support proper immune system function. So again, in vivo means it's being researched in actual live bodies. In vitro means it's being tested in test tubes and, help me, what are those things called? I'm not looking at the chat, but somebody needs to help me. Petri dishes. Wow. Similarly, experimental research suggests that the internal use of humulene, that third compound in Copaiba, may support proper inflammatory response. These are all very interesting findings, and when I think about how Copaiba has impacted me, I feel all of these truths in my body. As a whole, we can see that there's extensive research suggesting it has internal benefits supporting the cardiovascular system, according to one test, the proper function of the respiratory system, according to another test. There is also the mechanism that explains the synergy in Copaiba. While it's still a little bit mysterious, there's new research that was published in 2017 is beginning to shed light on how essential oils can generally be more effective than their isolated constituents. And so just to sort of highlight the fact that Copaiba has several different compounds in it, all of which are very effective on their own for various reasons, but together they create a real powerhouse of an oil. And doTERRA's has, I think it's 3 different types, but I want to verify that. Membrane permeability is something we want to talk about. If one constituent in an oil can increase membrane permeability, another constituent is then allowed to enter the cell more readily. Another having a stronger effect on the enzymes and other intracellular proteins. This is all really interesting because this is how we get to see how these 3 different compounds work together in one oil to affect such a massive shift in our bodies and in our minds. And it turns out that Copaiba, of course, has constituents that are proven to exert precisely this exact mechanism. Humulene, isocaryophyllene are also known for their ability to support cellular health, and when combined with beta-caryophyllene, these compounds have even greater effects. Research shows that the reason these compounds synergize with beta-caryophyllene so well is because beta-caryophyllene facilitates their passage through the cell membrane. Synergy is a real scientifically validated phenomenon, and you won't get that from isolating a specific compound or chemical. So I'm really happy to have this oil in my life. I didn't like the smell, nor did I like the taste of it initially. And now I could not be more pleased or more grateful to have it around, both for internal usage and for mood calibration, as well as for my skin. I'm so thankful. And I want to say thank you for being here. I hope this is helpful. And there is a reason why this oil is actually limited supply with doTERRA. You can only order 1 per household per month. And it's not even that expensive, but it is quite rare and it's hard to come by. The video I'll be sure to post here in the notes. And I thank you so much for being here today. Thanks.